Join in the Palmcast, guys. Tell us how your gardens are growing out there. Another beautiful day here on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. Sunny and nice in the sun, but still not that warm. About 47, 48 degrees, something like that. Not too bad for this time of the year, this far north. I won't complain. Wendy and I went for a nice walk earlier there, and I was just admiring how calm the ocean was. Nice palm trees where we walk, just down the road along the water. Anyway, just had my dinner. I had my leftover pasta. It was really good. It is 4:48 p.m. Pacific time here on the Gulf Islands. Temperature is a cool 7 degrees Celsius under clear sky. Last night we had a full moon. It was pretty amazing. Come on in, folks. Join in the live stream, not live gate, live stream. I'll hang around in here till people pop in. If not, well, we'll pull the plug early. Hey, Palm Planet. Good to have you in there. Beautiful day here on the Gulf Islands. Sunny, clear sky, and just a really nice day. I was out early morning mulching the palm nursery, but there's only a few leaves that have fallen off some of the maple trees. Thanks for doing the bomb, Gus. Sorry, I missed your live stream. No problem. I did one early this morning on this one. Then it failed, the Wi-Fi. It was said, somebody said it was all over YouTube. It was happening. So I just did one for about an hour and 11 minutes. And I just finished that one about 45 minutes ago. Went and had my dinner. I says, we got to do one on Banana JSSI. So, yeah, I'm just preparing the palm nursery for winter now, mulching the pots. But I have to wait. Like, everything's still green here. We need the leaves to fall off of these trees so I can use them to mulch the pots up. That's what I do. I mulch the pots in the palm nursery, and I leave the tops of the palm trees exposed for the elements, right? Because, as you know, as much as I do, the palm trees and pots are less cold hardy, so we don't want those pots to freeze. The smaller the pot, the more detrimental it is to them if you get a bad freeze. So, and it still surprises me that the ones that I have in liners in the cold frames, there's no heat in there and they don't freeze. It just blows me away. 2.5-inch liner pots. I uploaded a video of a couple of days ago. 12-foot needle palm. 12 foot. That is massive, man. That's probably about as big as they grow. 12 foot. That is freaking huge. This, let me turn this down. This is probably, I'm going to say this building here is probably, the ceilings have to be 8 feet in it. Let me stand up in here. 1968. Oh, no, this is more than 8 feet. So the roof, this is probably from the bottom to the top, 10 foot high, this building. So it's 2 feet higher than this building. That's old, 1968. And it's probably seen some pretty cold winters since 1968. That's 55, just about 56 years ago. That is super cool that they were planting them back then. That is amazing, man. That is super cool. 15 feet wide. Holy diner, man. Just freaking awesome. You know, there's a palm down the road from me. And when I say down the road, it's probably about maybe 2 miles, maybe 2 miles. I can see, 2 miles max. And it was planted in 1968. When they built the house, just shortly after, 1968, they planted a palm tree. It's pretty big. And, you know, that palm tree, I I pollinated it for the first time a few years ago. It's a female, and I got seed from it. I saw the record-breaking winter of 81, -5, and it's not a problem. It's been -5 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -25 degrees Celsius. -23, just a minute. That's about -24 degrees Celsius. -4 Fahrenheit is about -23 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty darn cold, man. You got to give a palm credit if it can handle that much. It's fully hardy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love needle palms, man. They are beautiful. Like I said, one of my favorite palms because they will grow in the tropics. They will go in colder areas. I remember years ago, there used to be a couple of them growing at Ala Moana Center in Honolulu. And this was back in the 1980s. And I would walk down there from Waikiki, and they weren't very big. They were probably maybe like this. Then they did a bunch of renos there. This was in the parking lot by just before you got to the underground parking on the front by Ala Moana Boulevard there. And they ripped them out. They're gone. They disappeared, right? But those are the only 2 needle palms I've ever seen in Hawaii. I'm sure there's more. But when you go to the Arboretum, you go to Lion Arboretum up in the Manoa Hills, just on the high side, backside of Honolulu. The Arboretum has a sable miner in there because I've taken seed from it. Yeah, I would love the sable miners and needles there. I love them. I love those palms anyway, man. They're beautiful. I would have those. If I couldn't grow Trachycarpus, I'd grow all those. One of my favorites, needle palm. And I really love Camerops. Camerop humilis, love them. There's something about these dwarf shrubby palms I really like. I don't know what it is. Hello, Night Like Al. Good to have you in there. Another beautiful day here out on the Gulf Islands. Went out for a nice walk today, Wendy and I, this afternoon. Went out for a latte. I had a mocha, chocolate mocha, and it was so good. And sat outside, looked at the ocean. A needle palm hedge. Yeah, I might have seen that one. Kind of like that. Needle palm hedge would be awesome. Impenetrable hedge would be a Rapidophyllum hystrix hedge because they got those wicked spines on. I got one under my fingernail one time, and it hurt like hell. Planted in a 6-foot tall. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, they get the heat there too in Virginia. They get the heat. There's a guy in West Vancouver that's got a big one in his garden up this way. He bought it pretty good size. I think it was probably 15-gallon or a crated size when he planted it. Oh, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. So it's pretty good size in his garden in West Vancouver. And got it on a south wall. I live in Maryland, about a 2-minute drive in DC, 10 minutes from Virginia to Virginia. So it's close, very close. Friday, got off at the station. I was waiting for Uber train about 5 feet away. Whoa. Was waiting for the Uber train about 5 feet away from the platform, went past at a full speed, 125. It caused a massive gush of wind. Wow, I'd imagine 100. Wendy's been on those trains because Wendy's been over to Europe. Her and her ex, not with me. And she was there in 2008. She went to Scotland, England. They took the train from England over to France. And she was also in Ireland too. But she says the trains are so fast over there. It's insane. Like that's what she said. Something like that, like 100 miles an hour or whatever. And I guess they went under that tunnel. They went under that tunnel to France, right? Where does that go, under the English Channel or something? Amazing when they made that tunnel, you know? It came so close on either side. So they went through, and I think it was like, what, like 3/4 of an inch off or something like that. Is absolutely insane. Goes 180 miles an hour. Wow, it's like a bullet train. 180 miles an hour. That is insane. So it doesn't take you very long to get from England to France, right? It's quick. How long do you get there? What does it take? Maybe what, an hour to get there from maybe an hour from England to France. Would it be like that? I don't know. How far is it from England to France across the channel? That's pretty amazing. 180. 2 hours from London to Paris. That's quick, man. That is fast. That'd be fun to do. I'd love to go into that tunnel, man. That would be so cool to go under the channel there. Yeah, she was there, and she went to the Louvre and all that stuff. The Louvre, the art gallery, saw the Mona Lisa and all those other fancy schmancy. And she's an artist, so she loves art. So she went to that fancy schmancy gallery. Me, I'd be looking at palm trees. There are trackies in Paris. I remember years ago, my cousin sent me a postcard from Paris. I think it was about 1975. And I remember seeing palm trees. They were trackies on one of the postcards. I don't know if I still have that postcard, but there was trackies on it. London to France through doesn't stop there. Would only be around 50 minutes. Wow. Amazing. Fast. We don't have anything like that. I don't think there's any trains that fast in Canada. We have the Sky Train that goes through Vancouver. It's like the monorail type stuff, but it's not that. It's fast, but not like that. I saw a few CIDPs in Paris. Yeah, I wonder if they would survive there in the winter. It's 49 degrees latitude. Paris is the same latitude as Vancouver, believe it or not. Same latitude, 49 degrees. Same latitude as Tofino. Top of the morning. Oh yeah, top of the evening. Well, top of the late afternoon here, Jesse. It is 4:58 p.m. Pacific time, and beautiful out. I'm in here looking out at the blue sky, and we're gonna have another nice moon tonight. Another nice moon. Last night was a full moon, and just beautiful. So I went out early this morning, and I was working in the garden. It was great. I think there's a big jubea. There's a big jubea growing also in Normandy. It's been there since probably maybe 100 years. It's been there. Normandy. It's actually got pit marks on the trunk, wounds from the war, from World War II. Big one. It's been written up. If you ever had it? I keep hearing a Chick-fil-A. I'm not even sure what it is, but they always advertise it on 92.9 KISM radio station. There's a CIDB planted in Disneyland Paris in the ground. Wow. So they do well in Paris. Yeah, I don't actually know how cold it can get in Paris. I don't think it gets as cold. I think it doesn't get as cold as Vancouver at times, so it's probably doable, right? CIDP in Paris, but Vancouver short term. There are people in Vancouver that grow CIDPs, but they are going to need help when it gets cold, right? Matter of fact, where did I see it? I don't know if it's one of my groups. There was or it's Vancouver Tropical Plants. That's what it is. And Dave grows one in his front garden, a really nice one. But I think he does put Christmas lights around it for the wintertime. The old school Christmas lights. I don't know if they're C9 or C7. Enough heat it will generate so the palm doesn't freeze. I think the only place you're going to grow them more long term here in Canada is the far west coast of Vancouver Island. Paris doesn't get as cold most years. It's actually pretty mild. However, -7. So not so bad. So about 19 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. 18.5, 19. Yeah, not so bad. 19, I think that is. That's actually not that brutal. So that's why the Phoenix would survive there then. Probably more long-term in Paris. Amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, I'm sure there's some pretty nice palms. I mean, we know there's nice palms in France if you have this many palm trees. Let me shut this off. There we go. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, I know the Riviera is just unbelievable. It's like there's date palms, there's Washingtonias, there's probably Siagris down there. Have you ever grown dogs? Yes, we have a dog. We raised it. So yes, we've grown it. It's Wendy's dog. It's a 8 or 9 pound Yorkie Havanese, little Yorkie Terrier, Kahoo. So technically, yes, we've grown dogs. Did you? Yes, I showed my wife your video and she laughed and she shared it with a bunch of people. So don't be surprised if your views go up. I says, no. And she says, yeah. She said she shared it with some people. So yes, she liked that video. And she also liked the Osama bin Laden one where the guy's dancing to Lady Gaga. He's dancing to, I forget the name of the song. What the hell was the name of the song? Anyway, Lady Gaga. Anyway, yeah, Wendy did like that video. She laughed her ass off on it. She thought it was funny. I actually laughed more at the Osama bin Laden one. That was funny. You got to do one of Trudeau. Hey, maybe you got to find a video of Trudeau and do that. Might go viral. I think if you did a video of Trudeau doing something crazy, that might go viral. They say if you water dog poop, it can grow new puppies. Well, we're going to try that. We're going to try that. I hear if you plant a banana, the one that you eat, it will grow a new banana plant. I've seen videos of that, which we know is completely bunk, right? So anyway, it's still light out here. It is a very nice evening, but it is cool out here tonight or this evening. It's not. It's this afternoon. It's cool out. I bet if you made a funny video of Trudeau. Oh yeah, he'd have it. He might, but you know what? It'd probably go viral before he got it removed, right? Oh, about YouTube now, and even Twitter. I was banned for Twitter for 24 hours because I posted or I said something. I said something they didn't like, and then they sent me this notice, and it says you can't post on here for 24 hours. You would never mock Trudeau. Come on, make a funny video of him, put it on there. You did Bin Laden. Trudeau's no better. Put one of Trudeau up there. I'll share it. You put a stupid one of Trudeau, I'll put it on my Twitter page. Maybe you'll go viral. Viral's the way to go. If you want to make money on YouTube, you got to have viral videos, right? Or tons of subscribers that watch your videos, but you want to make a ton of money, you get something that goes viral with millions of hits, you will make money. Trudeau is a good guy. He means well. He means well for what? I wonder. I keep thinking that. What does he mean well for? Trudeau. I don't know, man. I'm just looking forward to the day he's gone. Steps down, he resigns, or whatever happens to him, then we have a new prime minister. He means well. But Joe Biden means well, too. I think he's got dementia, though. Look at our economy. Oh, my God. Look at her. You know what? Oh, I got to find it then. Okay. Speaking of economy. Okay, here we go. I got to find this for you. And I will post a link. There we go. Here we go. This is what Trudeau has done to Canada. Okay, hopefully I can find this. There we go. There we are. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, God. This is actually not even funny. Okay, so this is what Trudeau has done to our country. Here's a link for you. There's a link for you. That's what Trudeau's done to our country, man. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how fast that debt clock is spinning, eh? 1,203,959,419,000. Unreal. We're a trillion. Canada's federal debt. And it's going like it's just, oh my God. Every hour we're 4 billion. Just a minute. Every hour we're 4 million. Debt continues to rise thanks to Prime Minister Justin Castro. That Trump guy, I like Trump, man. Trump, I'd rather have him than Trudeau. I know a lot of people hate him, man. I'd rather have him. Although they're all freaking crooks. I'm sure Pierre Poilievre, he sounds like a good guy, but I don't know what he's going to like what's he going to be like when he gets in? Is he telling us things we want to hear right now? And when he gets in, he's going to be doing everything opposite. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm getting back to Paris, France. So if they grow Phoenix canariensis in Paris, France, Jubea is not a problem. And I wonder if there's any Washingtonias there. Jag meat. Oh, God. Jag meat. Please. That guy's a joke, too. Washingtonia robusta would probably grow maybe in France, too, short term. Right? What do you think there, Nike Cal? Give me the dirt. I want to know. Is there any Washingtonias in Paris, France? If there's a CIDP, there has to be Washingtonia because there's CIDP in London, and I know there's Washingtonia in London. There's CIDP in Brookings, Oregon, and there's lots of Washingtonias in Brookings, Oregon. Not that you could see. You know what? Somebody posted a picture the other day in one of the sites. I think it was Zone Pushers on Facebook. Coos Bay, they found a really nice sized date palm. And I remember going through Coos Bay. I've been down there a few times, and I did spot a date palm, but it wasn't super big. But I did. Would you ever eat? Oh yeah, I'd eat it for less than that if I went to Vietnam for sure. I eat anything, man. Yeah. So in Coos Bay there is Phoenix, and I wouldn't doubt it. There's some Washingtonias growing that far north on the Oregon coast too. Yes, I would, JL, because I like to. I'm a foodie, so I try different things. So if you go to Vietnam and they had some of that stuff in a stir fry, I'll eat it, man. I found 3 massive CIDP in Gold Beach. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Those are I've seen those ones. I've got photos of them. I love dogs too. How much would you eat? No, I would eat another human. No thanks. I found. I think I don't. You know what? So Palm Planet. When I was in Gold Beach, so we're driving north from Brookings, and on 3rd Street, I think it was 3rd Street, would I eat a human? No. You'd have to be pretty desperate to eat a human, like in a plane crash, in a remote mountaintop where there's no food left and there's some dead humans around you. You might have to. It's happened before, so I don't know. So you know what? If you had no choice and it was a matter of life and death, and your plane crashed on top of a mountain, and you're the only survivor of this plane wreck, and there's no way out, and you're going to starve, it's happened where you actually had to do cannibalism. I know it's gross, but if it means life or death, maybe you'd have to barbecue up one of your buddies. I found 3 massive CIDP in Gold Beach. You know what? I know those palms, and I actually talked to the owner of 2 palms, and I asked them about it. I think I told you this before. He said they survived. They defoliated. It was 13 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. It was 1990, December 1990, and they refoliated. When I saw them, they had big crowns on them. Northernmost one, the northernmost one. So is that? Let me just see, because they are in Coos Bay too. Let's have a look. See, I'm clicking your link here, Palm Planet. I want to see. Oh yeah, I know that one. I know that one. Actually, you know what? Palm Planet. That one's been featured in. That one's been featured in HPI as well. HPI Hardy Palm International. That probably is the northernmost big one. That's been there a long time, and there are other ones close to that size in Gold Beach, 2008. So it's even bigger. When were you in Paris? Planted then. I've never been to Paris. Wendy's been to Paris, but I've never been to Europe, man. You're back, Abstract Tom. That's a really nice CIDP, man. That is absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh, and look at the crown on it. Not bad. A Gold Beach. It's so weird when you look at the vegetation. It looks exactly like the vegetation around here, right? Looks just like the vegetation here. Have you ever been on an airplane? Many, many times, man. Many times. I've been to Hawaii 26 times. So in order to go to Hawaii 26 times, I've been on a jet 52 times to Hawaii, but more than that, because when I fly to Hawaii, we have to fly from Victoria to Vancouver. Then we fly from Vancouver to Maui. So then when I come back, we fly to Vancouver from Kahului Airport. Then we hop on another small jet and fly to Victoria, right? Are you scared of the plane? No, I'm not scared of the plane. I don't like flying, though. It's boring. I'd rather just get there, but I have no choice but to take a plane. I guess I could take a boat, but if I took a boat to Hawaii, it's going to take a hell of a lot longer. I didn't go to Disneyland. I saw one near the Eiffel Tower. Cool. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll go to Europe. I don't know when. That's when our condo is available. Condo's not available till November 2025. That's when we want to go. Right? That's when we go. Were these the ones potted? Oh, so they're potted. You know, they grow big ones, big date palms too, in Mainau, Lake Constance in southern Germany, but they do wheel them in the wintertime. They're huge ones in planters. I ride my bike in blistering cold, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. What? No, I don't. That's too cold for me, man. I have family in Portugal. My aunt is, oh, cool. They kicked me out of Disney because in the president exhibit I showed Trump, I gave, no way. Are you serious? No. I have a video of it. Cool. I did see a potted Cygris Romazia as well. Cool. My relatives live in southern Italy, and where they live, don't necessarily have palms in their yard, but there's palm trees in their town, right? In Reggio Calabria. They're Ardori. They're in Ardori, the town of Ardori. There's lots of Washingtonias. There's a Cygris I've seen. There's date palms, but I haven't been there. I just look at images. And I've watched YouTube videos, right? Thank God I can live vicariously through YouTube and the people that travel there. You know where there's some really nice ones too? You know where there's some really nice palm trees in southern Switzerland? Lugano and Locarno, Switzerland. Alaska versus Hawaii. Hawaii anytime, but I love Alaska. I do love Alaska. I take Alaska over the Caribbean. I've been to the Caribbean, all through the Caribbean, and I really love, if you're talking cruises, I like the Alaska cruise better than the Caribbean cruise, only because flying, it takes so much time to get to Florida. I had to go to Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, wait at the airport, then I had to hop on another plane and fly to Miami. With Alaska cruise, we're going to take the ferry over to the mainland. We're going to cruise to our friend's place, and then we're going to take an Uber to the port downtown Vancouver. Would you shake Trudeau? No, never, ever. I'd flip him the bird, man. I'd give him a piece of my mind. Never shake his hand. No, in the ground. I will try to find it. Didn't have time to get a video. There are huge ones in Luxembourg. Yeah, Luxembourg. I'm sure there is. But in Switzerland, being a palm nut, Lugano and Locarno, Switzerland are full of amazing palm trees. Huge Brahia armata in Locarno, huge Jubea chilensis, Butias, Washingtonias, Phoenix. I don't know if they're Cygris. The Trachys are everywhere. Camarops. Southern Switzerland's unbelievable, man. There's the palm trees that grow there. 46 degrees north latitude. That is the same latitude as Portland, Oregon, believe it or not. But Portland, Oregon, you're not going to see Washingtonias. Long term, you're not going to see them. And you're not going to see CIDP. You'll probably find some, but they're not long term. It's like Vancouver. There's a lot of people that love to grow Washingtonia robusta, but they're all short term. They're all going to end up getting killed by winter. So, they get the difference between southern Switzerland and Vancouver, and winters are opposite. Winters are dry and cool in Switzerland. Summers are hot and humid. Winters in Vancouver are warm, and winters are wet and cool. And you can grow way more palms in a drier, cooler climate than a wetter, cooler climate. You know that? They get less stressed, right? And that's the problem with the North Pacific here. We have damp, cool winters. So even things like Washingtonia, you're going to grow Washingtonia flipper, they do get botrytis on them. They get mold. I've seen that. Like, I would never waste my time with a Washingtonia flipper again, ever. Good to know. I'm in BC. Yeah, we're off the west coast of Canada on the Gulf Islands. We're on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. Do you know? Yes, I've talked there before on my radio. I've actually talked there before. It would have been about 40 years ago I talked there. I talked to Russia about 2 weeks ago on my radio. I have a live gate on my other YouTube channel. I have a live gate of me talking to a lady, Julia, in Russia. Talked to Russia a few times. No, there's no palms. I don't think it's in Vladivostok. That's too cold. I don't like Hawaii or Florida weather. No, you know what? It is beautiful, man. Hawaii is so nice. You're in Memphis. Cool. Memphis, Tennessee. I talked to a few people in Tennessee today on my radios. The furthest I've skipped is Glasgow, Scotland. Cool. Good contact. Yeah, I talk to Scotland every so often. I talked to a guy in Aberdeen, Scotland, I guess about a week ago in my truck. I was driving around and I talked to a guy in Aberdeen, Scotland. Central and Southern California. Yeah, and I like Central and Southern California. I also like Northern California. I'll tell you why I really like Southern Oregon too, because you can actually create a garden that really turns heads. And I like gardens that turn heads because most people don't expect to see the stuff that can be grown in Brookings, Oregon. So could you imagine, Palm Planet, buying a city lot or a half acre in Southern Oregon in Brookings and loading it up with every single species of palm tree and exotic plant could grow there? You would be turning so many heads that drove by your place. So, I mean, you need a big yard for date palms, but you could have a date palm, you could have washies, you could have Cygris, you could have cordylines, you could have Arcanto Phoenix, Cunninghamiana, right? The king palm. You could grow Camarops. You could grow Livistona or Northern California. Where do they have palms in Russia? Southern Russia's full of palms. Sochi, the Black Sea area, lots of palm trees in southern Russia. Sochi, and then there's another area. I don't know if it's Sevastopol. Southern Russia's lots in Sochi, full of palm trees, full of them. Remember when they had the Olympics there? And you watch videos of southern Russia. There's Washingtonia's there. Pretty mild down there on the Black Sea. But anyway, yeah, Northern California palm planet, lots of palm trees. Even Crescent City, they got some really nice cordylines there. Is it more hardy here than here? It's milder there, the winters. They have way more. They can grow way more palms in southern Russia than we can ever grow here on the BC coast. Way more. Yeah, Brookings is awesome. Like, if I lived in Oregon, it would be Brookings. I want to live in the very southwestern corner of Brookings. And you know what? It's called the Brookings effect. And I tell people that. That's the way that's what the climate is called. Brookings. I'm going to find it was just Brookings effect. And that's Chetco. Brookings effect weather. Or is it climate? This is what the Brookings effect is. The Brookings effect is this. The Brookings effect. Hang on. The Brookings effect. The Brookings effect occurs when the airflow loft parallels the river basin, resulting in warming of the interior. So Brookings can reach 75 or 80 degrees in winter, and nowhere else in Oregon it does that. Only in Brookings, Oregon. So they have a special microclimate there, and it was discovered by a weatherman in 1955 that named it the Brookings effect. Los Altos also seem to have nice weather, better than San Francisco. Cool. Yeah, I'm not too sure about. I know Los Altos, but I'm not too sure about the climate compared to San Francisco. But San Francisco has a very good climate. Crescent City, Eureka. What you got to do is look at the vegetation, and that's what makes me want to live in an area. So even when I'm looking on Vancouver Island, when our house was for sale and we were looking at different areas on Cowichan Bay, if I see palm trees, there was one neighborhood we went down and there's palm trees everywhere. And I go, yeah, I could live here. If I don't see any palm trees anywhere, I don't want to live there, man. I can't live in a place like that. I need to live in an area where there's palm trees because that tells me that the winters aren't so harsh, right? You know what I mean? So that's what you look for. And I know probably Palm Planet does the same thing, looking at the vegetation. I'm always looking at vegetation when I'm driving or I'm riding my motorbike. My eyes are always, I got one eye on the road and my eye out scanning for palm trees and exotica, right? But I was in Ladysmith the other day on Friday, and some absolutely beautiful palm trees growing in Ladysmith. Now that's what I do too. I'm always looking for, I've been doing it since I was a kid, looking for exotic vegetation, right? And palm trees, they always stand out. But I mean, trackies are everywhere here, but I'm looking for other things now. I want to see, like, is that a Washingtonia? Is that a date palm? Is that a butia? Is that a Camarops? When I'm driving around different neighborhoods, right? Because trackies are really a dime a dozen here. But, if I see a really tall one, yeah, it still grabs my attention. But there's lots of smaller ones around, 10, 12 footers. But if I see like a 30 or 40 foot one, that's been there a long time, right? So that's what I do. When I go to Southern California, I look for royals and coconuts. Yes, exactly. And when you see a coconut, you say, well, with the camera, man, it's, because it's not often you're going to find coconuts in California, but they do exist, just like finding the one in Arizona. I found lots of royals. I don't know if I've seen royals in California. I may have. I remember the first time I ever went to California in 1981, December 17, man.